shoot, and thereupon thou speaks, the fairest shoot.
Forgive me, Madam, for I meant not so.
What? What? First praise me, and again say no? Oh, short-lived pride, not fair, alack for woe.
Yes, Madam, fair.
Nay, never page me now. My fair is not, praise me not mend the brow. Here, good my glass, take this for telling truth. Fair payment for foul words is more than due.
Nothing but fair is that which you inherit.
See, my beauty will be saved by my merit, or how to seem fair, fit for these days. A giving hand, though foul, shall have fair praise, and out of question, so it is sometimes. Glory goes guilty of detested crimes, and for fame's sake, for praise, and out of part, we bend to that the working of the heart.
Do not wives hold that self-sovereignty when they, for praise's sake, strive to be lords or their lords?
Only for praise's sake. For praise we may afford to any lady that subdues a lord.
Here comes a member of the Commonwealth.
God dig den you all. Pray you, which is the head lady?
Thou shalt know her, fellow. The rest have no heads.
Which is the greatest lady, the highest?
The thickest and the tallest.
It is so. Truth is truth. Are you not the chief?
What's your will, sir? What's your will?
I have a letter from one Monsieur Barone to Lady Rosalind.
Ooh, thy letter. He is a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bearer. But yet, you can cough.
I bound, sir. This letter is mistook. It imported none here. It's written to Jacquinetta.
We will read it, I suppose. Bring the neck of the wax. Everyone, give it ear.
My heaven, that thou art fair is most infallible. True that thou art beauteous, truth itself, that thou art lovely. More fairer than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself, have commiseration on thine heroical vassal. The magnanimous and most illustrious King Impetuous and I conversation, and dubited beggars Nephilim, and he it was that might rightly say Wenny, weedy, weechy, which to anaphalize in the vulgar, oh, base and obscure vulgar Videla said, he came, see, and overcame. He came 1, see, 2, overcame 3. Came. Why did he come? To see. Why did he see? To whom came he? To the beggar. What saw he? The beggar. Who overcame he? The beggar. Conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar. The catastrophe is nuptial. On whose side? The king. No, on both in one, or one in both. I am the king. For so stands the comparison. Thou the beggar, for so witnesseth thy lowliness. Shall I command thy love? I may. Shall I enforce thy love? I could. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shalt thou exchange for rags, robes, for tittles, titles, for thyself, me? Thus, expecting thy reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eye on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Thy dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Armado. Thus dost thou hear the unique gentle lamb that standest as his prey. Submissive fall his princely feet before, and he from forward will incline to play. But if thou strive, poor soul, what art thou then? Food for his rage, repasture for his den.
I mean, what brim of feathers has he that indicted this letter? What vein? What weathercock? Did you ever hear better?
I am much deceived, but I remember the style.
Oh, else your memory is bad going over it here while.
This Armado is a Spaniard that keeps here in court, a Fantasime, a Monarcho, and one that makes sport to the prince and his bookmates.
Thou swelling. A word. Who gave thee this letter?
I told you, my lord.
Ah, and to whom shalt thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord to which lady?
From Monsieur Barone, good master of mine, to a lady of France that called Rosalind.
Aha! Thou sounds mistaken in this letter. Come, sweet, put up this, or 'twill be thine another day.
Very reverent sport, truly, done in the testimony of a good conscience.
The deer was, as you know,
as the palm water who now hanging like a jewel in the air of Kaela, the sky, the heaven, and fallen like a crab on the face of Terra, the land, the earth, the soil.
Truly, Master Holofernes, the epithets are sweetly varied, like a scholar at the least. But sir, I assure you, 'twas a buck of the first head.
Sir Nathaniel Rodrigo,
'Twasn't an old creature. 'Twas a cricket.
most barbarous intimation, and yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in way of explication, facere, as it were, but a potentari to show, as it were, his inclination after his undressed, unpolished, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or rather is one confirmed fashion to insert again my credo for a deer.
I said the deer wasn't an old credo. 'Twas a pricket.
Twice on simplicity, Picoptus, without monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look?
Sir, he did not fret of the dainties that are bred in a book. Did not eat paper, as it were. Did not drunk ink. His intellect is not replenished. He is only an animal, insensible to God. And such barren plants are set before us that which we of taste and feeling are, for those parts that do fructify in us, more than he. For as it would ill become me to be vain, indiscreet, or a fool, so would our passion of learning, to see it in a school. But, only bene said I, being of an old father's line, then he can brook the weather that love not the wind.
You two are bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a week old at Kingsford? That's not 5 weeks old as yet.
Dictina, good mid-dog. That's dictina, good mid-dog.
What is dictina?
Title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam had no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 5 score. The illusion holds in the exchange.
'Tis true indeed. The collusion holds in the exchange.
God comfort thy capacity. I said the illusion holds in the exchange.
And I say the pollution holds in the exchange. For the moon is never but a month old, and I say besides that 'twas a cricket.
Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer? And to humor the ignorant, call I the deer a cricket.
Perish, good Master Holofernes, perish. So shall please you to abrogate scurrility.
Will something affect the letter, for it argues facility. The prayful princess picked and pierced a pretty pleasing cricket. Some say a sword, but not a sword. Till now made sore with shooting. The dogs did yell, put L to sword, then sorrel jumps from thicket. A cricket soar, or else sorrel. The people fall a hooting. If sword be sword, then L to sword makes 50 swords a sorrel. See how I 100 make by adding 1 more L.
A rare talent.
Talent be a claw. How he claws with a talent.
This is a gift that I have. Simple. A foolish, extravagant spirit full of forms, figures, shapes, motions, ideas, apprehensions, revolutions. These are begotten in the ventricle of memory, nourished in the womb of Piemonter, and delivered upon the bellowing of occasion. But the gift is good in those in whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it.
Sir, I praise the Lord for you. And so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a good member of the Commonwealth.
Their hair cleft, their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters be capable, I will put it to them, but we'll sappies keep out the looking to it. Soul feminine salute to them.
God give you good morrow, Master Person. Be so good as read me this letter. It was given me by Costard. On our motto.
I beseech you, read. Pardon, sir, what are the contents? Or rather,
If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love? Ah, never faith could hold if not to beauty vowed. Though to myself forsworn, to thee all faithful prove. Those thoughts to me were oaths, to thee like osiers bowed. Study his wise leaves, and make his book thine eyes, where all those pleasures live that art would comprehend. If knowledge be the mark, to know thee shall suffice. Well learned is the tongue that well can thee commend. All ignorant that soul that sees thee with that wonder, which is to me some praise that I thy parts admire. Thy eye Jove's lightning bears, thy voice is dreadful thunder, which not to anger bent is music and sweet fire. So celestial as thou art, oh pardon love this wrong, that sings heaven's praise with such an earthly tongue.
Why not the apostrophist and so miss the accent? Here are only numbers ratified for the beauty, the elegance, the golden cadence of poesy. Carre. Ovidius Naso was the man, and indeed Naso, but for smelling out the odoriferous flowers and fancy the jerks of invention. And Atari is nothing, so doth the hound his master, James his keeper, the tired horse his rider. But Damsel of Virtue, this was directed to you.
Aye, sir. One is to one of the strange things, lords.
I will overglance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous Lady Rosaline. I will look again on the intellect of the letter for the nomination of the party writing to the person written unto. Your ladyships in all desired employment, Barone. Sir Nathaniel Barone is one of the votaries of the king, and here he hath braved a letter to a sequent of the stranger's queens, which by accident or way of progression hath miscarried. Trip and go, my sweet, deliver this paper into the royal hand of the king. It may concern much. Stay not thy duty, I forgive thy compliment adieu.
Good costard goes with me. Sir Godfrey. Half with me, my girl.
Sir, you have done this in the fear of God, very religiously, as a certain father said.
Tell me not of the father. I do fear colorable colors. But to return to the verses, did they please you, Sir Nathaniel?
Marvelous well for the pen.
I do dine today. The fathers of a certain pupil of mine, before a passage shall please you to gratify the table with a grace. I will, on the privilege I have of course said child or pupil, undertake your bent wento and prove those verses to be very unlearned, savoring neither of poetry, wit, nor invention. I beseech your society.
And thank you, too, for society's sake the text. It's the happiness of life.
Sir, the text most infallibly concludes it. Sir, I do invite you too. You shall not say me nay. However, but the gentles are to their game, and we will to our recreation.